Hey everyone, this is Nathan Williams with BlackGreen79.com, and I am back here with another hand history review for you guys. So today's hand was sent to me by Matthias from Denmark. I'm going to start off, I'm going to say right away, I apologize if I got that name wrong. It could be Matthias. I've had a couple people lately jumping all over me in the comments because I get a European name wrong. I had one guy call me an ignorant moron yank. Guys, I'm actually not American, I'm actually Canadian. But sometimes I'm going to get a name wrong. I just wanted to get that right out of there. I've had some crazy YouTube comments lately. I know they always say the comments in YouTube are crazy, but my God, wow. So Matthias has King Jack offsuit from the big blind. And this hand was played on PokerStars, full ring, 1 cent, 2 cent, as you guys can see there. Let's jump right in the action here. So villain 15 in middle position raises it 3 times the blind. Villain 16 calls immediately right afterwards. Now, Matthias, now I'm screwing myself up. Matthias. So Matthias told me that villain 15 is kind of an unknown. He's only got 3 hands on him, playing a 67-33. But that really doesn't mean anything at all. And villain 16, he does have some more hands on the guy, but he doesn't, like, there's not really, villain 16 doesn't play a significant role in the hand, so I'm not really going to bother getting into those. The main villain in the hand will be villain 15, so he's kind of essentially an unknown. So folds around to Matthias, and he goes ahead and calls from the big blind, which honestly, I mean, that really is just a standard play these days. You could maybe mix in some 3-bets from time to time, depending on the player type, but just as a default play, it's just pretty much standard just to make the call here. So it's a reasonable flop, of course, with the second pair, middle pair. But it's not a place, obviously, to go crazy or anything. I think an ace is definitely clearly in both of these players' ranges, just generally speaking. When somebody raises and calls preflop, there's a decent chance that one of them has an ace, so we want to play this hand fairly cautiously. So Matthias goes for the check, which I agree with, and villain 15 decides to bet a very small amount, 1/3 of the pot. Villain 16 folds immediately, and I think just for all the reasons I said before, I really don't see any reason to raise in a spot like this, because I think if he's got an ace, he's not going to fold to our raise. So I just agree with the decision to just call in this spot. He's allowing us to keep the size of the pot nice and small. Heck, I'm totally on board with that. Sounds good, because I think it's kind of a way ahead, way behind situation. Either he's got the ace or some sort of draw, so we're either crushed or reasonably ahead of his draws, or some sort of middle pair or something like that he could have. So it comes out with a 9 on the turn, and I'm going to agree with Matthias's decision once again to check. Again, I just want to keep the pot small and just kind of let him keep his bluffing range open at this point. I just don't think we gain a whole lot of value here by betting out. So yeah, I agree with the decision once again. Villain 15 decides to bet super small once again. So, I love it. That's awesome. Just make the call and keep coming on for the ride, and we nail it on the river there with the Jack of Clubs. Doesn't complete. No flush draws coming in, of course. So good spot here. So the only question really in my mind here is what should we do? Should we bet out here? Should we go for the check raise? I would say going for the check raise makes the most sense here, because this is a situation where the villain 15 has shown aggression at every single stage of the hands thus far. So there's clearly probable cause to believe that he's going to just continue betting again. So I'm going to agree with Matthias's decision here to check. And unfortunately, this is what happens sometimes when you go for a check raise is, villain 15 gets gun shy on the river here. I'll show the results of the hand. He did, in fact, have the pretty decent ace, actually. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for a value bet on the end there. That's definitely, I would not play ace queen the same way. I would have bet a lot more to get value from hands like a jack, but this is the kind of stuff. Actually, there's been a real theme in the videos I've been putting out lately is undersized bet sizing. As I've explained, you guys can watch the videos of the last couple weeks. I'm not a big fan of it, and this is, I don't really like the way that villain 15 played ace-queen. I think that he could have got a lot more value, and as played, I'm kind of shocked that he didn't bet the river. But I agree with Matthias's decisions at each stage of the hand. I think the river is the only interesting part. Should you bet out there? Should you go for the check raise? And again, just with the history of villain 15 being aggressive at each stage of the hand, I think you just go for a check raise. I think we have to believe that he's probably going to bet the river most of the time as well. So unfortunately, he didn't in this hand. It's an interesting spot overall. I would typically pretty much just play it the same, though. So thanks for sending me this hand, Matthias. It's a good spot out of the big blinds. Kind of one of those nuts and bolts kind of hands. I love it. I do like it a lot when people send me hands like this because it's more the sort of, day-to-day, mundane, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not one of the big all-in pots. People normally send me hands that are huge, massive coolers, all the stacks are in, and this is the kind of stuff that this kind of hand is these smaller, medium-sized pots where, we're playing a smaller pot, and just getting the most value in these situations is really going to help your win rate tremendously. But I agree with the way that this hand was played. Anyways, make sure you guys give this video a like if you enjoy seeing hand history reviews like this. I'm coming out with them every single week. Make sure you also subscribe to my poker YouTube channel here because, once again, I got micro stakes poker videos coming out for you guys all the time. Lastly, make sure you download a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. It's called Massive Profit at the Micros. It's the top link in the description below. Roughly 50-page little ebook. You can read it in an afternoon. I'll give you my complete strategy on how I beat these stakes. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. This has been Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com.